So we have one absentee ballot to canvass. Hello, how are you?
I had to bring something to Max anyway.
Oh, okay.
Practice a little law for him.
Gotcha.
I want to show you. I don't know what's wrong with her email.
I don't know either, but yeah.
Now, that's got the House and Senate on it, but it looks a little weird when you see places like this,
Oh, okay.
like here.
Right. Okay.
That's actually a green line on top of a blue line, so that's the House.
Okay, gotcha.
You have to look pretty close,
Okay.
like some of these,
Gotcha.
you see it's
Okay.
doubled up.
And what's the white, just to deviate between the two
The
districts?
between
Okay.
the two districts, yeah.
Okay.
Where we can.
Okay.
So. Yep, you can see them some places, and other places they got the lines on top of them. So
Right.
I don't know if it's better to leave them off or.
So, and then this one just doesn't have any lines, so perfect. Okay.
That's got all the white lines on it.
Okay,
The
nice.
lines
All right.
okay.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, they should be here around 7.
And if you want to have them all sign it, fold it up, put it in the drawer, or whatever you
Oh,
want to
yeah,
do.
that's a good idea, because then you like know that this is
Yeah, you
the
get somebody,
map.
yeah, you get somebody to, this happened at Fayetteville a few years ago, where they, they go, oh, we got all the GIS stuff, and we'll just print that sucker right off, and
Right.
they left all the industrial zones off. They didn't
Oh.
click that layer on,
Ooh.
so it was wrong. And everybody's been using it for 2 years, and it's like, uh-oh. And that was supposedly the official zoning map, and it wasn't.
Oh,
It
gosh.
was the digital version, and somebody forgot to turn
To
that
turn
layer of
something
information
on.
on. So it's always good to pull one and stick it in the drawer if
Yeah.
there's ever a question,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
or whatever you want to do, fine with me.
No, I think it is an excellent idea, because like I said, when I was going through the maps, I would pull one out, and it would say A on it, and then I'd pull one out, and it would say B on it, and I was like, and this is from 10 years ago, so I'm
Yeah.
looking at it now, and I'm like, is it A or B or C?
I forget which one we
I think
adopted.
we picked C, maybe, I don't even know, but I was like, at that point, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to go to Becky's office, because I know
Yeah.
that's the only map she
Yeah.
had. Now, those shape files
Mm-hmm.
that were sent, I can give that to our assessor, and he could print us more of these if we needed them?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
all right, perfect.
Yeah, and I probably had to put JP on there. Well,
Yeah.
Some people won't,
Yeah, I know.
And in that report, whoever wrote that law, I don't know the difference between apportionment and redistricting.
Mm-hmm.
Apportionment is the number of
Right.
districts, really, is what apportionment is. But when they wrote the law, they said apportioning the districts. Well, you didn't really apportion because you had 15, you still got 15.
Right.
But that's used in the business.
Yeah.
Those two terms are interchangeable.
Gotcha.
So, left my dog on
Oh, phone?
phone out there.
Hello?
Oh, I did.
I know, I'm always worried.
Yeah, I don't know if I can help you.
Is Max coming?
He is, yeah, but they won't be here till 7.
Is it closed?
It's like 15 till.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What's that?
I'll just loiter around.
Yeah, hang around with us. Hang around with us, watch us what we do election night. So.
Oh, I won't stay very long.
Yeah.
He just had a question about some
Oh, okay.
subdivision that was approved by the city and the county, and I
Okay.
told him, I said, well, both of them are wrong.
I did talk to Kim.
Okay, I'll have her text you when she gets done.
I talked to Kim in Benton County, I said, why are you guys not meeting till Friday
Too
at
big.
6?
Say it again,
She
two big,
said that,
two big scoops of the filling.
That's my husband talking to Lacey, trying to figure out something.
Okay, I'll ask. Crust, yes.
So,
So what'd she say?
it's because the JPs are meeting Thursday
Okay,
night.
I will ask.
And the
Alright,
VPs want to
right.
be at the meetings when they
Man,
discuss the
she
map,
can't
but
open it.
they're not meeting till Friday.
She gonna get the JPs involved.
But that, yeah, so,
Work.
yeah. Lacey, if you'll text me back, it's one small scoop. I could hear, I was like, he's like not knowing, so I left my husband at home making cheesecakes, individual, like, little bitty cheesecakes. It's one scoop for the crust of the small, and two big scoops of the cream cheese.
I had 6 of those little ones on the way to work.
Yeah.
I bought them at Sam's, to take them up to my son's place, they had me up there for Thanksgiving, you know, in Bentonville. I forgot to take it with me.
Oh, well, there you
So
go.
I've been
It's breakfast.
I've been chipping away.
I don't blame you, I would too. I would too. Can I get you water or anything?
No.
Okay.
Two big scoops of cream cheese?
Two big scoops of cream cheese,
Does
one
it need to
small
pack
scoop
it?
of crust.
Was the other thing he asked.
Yes.
Yes, and pack the crust.
I was wondering why she was waiting until Friday evening. I was kinda shocked when she said that.
I was too, so I asked her, I said, why are you waiting so long? And she said, they just had some interest from the JPs, and that the quorum court meets Thursday night, so they wanted to, be able to attend if they thought they needed to, so yeah. And then Russ, one of her, commissioners, he works during the day, and it's like extremely hard for him to get off during the day, so. So, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I have to go by 2.
Huh.
If you could bring it.
Well, I thought maybe she was waiting as late, as long as she could, to give them less time to back and forth.
She said that's not a disadvantage of this, so, yeah. So, she said there was one map she preferred over the other, and I don't know if she called, who she works, she's not working with Christina, she's working with Stephanie, and she said one map had gentry split.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, I bet that if she does that, then it'll create all sorts of, because gentry's grown. And it makes you wonder if it could even be in
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, if she split gentry, it's probably because it had to be done, unless it's on the, their previous quorum court district, split
Gotcha, yeah.
gentry, it's split right now.
Oh, okay, so maybe she just
But
left
not
it
too
that
much,
way.
it's on the east side.
Oh.
I think it probably went up the highway, and everything east of the highway, which part of it's in the city limits.
Right.
Up here and
Yes,
something like this.
Yeah, Stephanie said that, Kim had called and said, but gentry split. And
So,
she did everything she could to keep from splitting any city.
Right.
And all the, you got, all the plans have Gateway Garfield, Pea Ridge, Siloam Springs, Highfield, it's got them all in, separate.
Yeah.
Came out pretty good, I thought.
Yeah.
All things considered, and,
Yeah.
but yeah, she's got Kim and Dana, both prefer, and so does Betsy.
Maybe I should just go around and put it in places.
They preferred all that area on the east side of the county not being in the lake, all being in the same district.
Okay.
Because whoever lives up north had to drive down
Right.
a good ways and go through part of District 14 or whatever it
Oh,
was
to even
get back.
get to their, oh, well,
There's only one way over to the other side of the lake.
okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So,
So, yeah.
but we weren't able to, we were able to split up the lake into 2, maybe 3 districts, mainly 2 districts, but, it was, and, if I had to guess, I'd say she probably likes 3.
She said she liked one side of one map and one side of another map, and she's like, if you put those 2 maps together, but I don't know which ones of the maps that was that she said she liked, so.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I don't know how the hell she did it, but somehow, I mean, there were 4 or 5 districts on the east side of the county that had to gain.
Yeah.
And there was one over in the west central part that had to lose 14,000 people. It had to lose. And somehow,
Wow.
and the two on the west and the southwest, they had to gain about 5,000 people between them. And somehow, she's got every JP address in separate districts on all 3 plans. I never would have thought it was possible. She pulled it off. But, they're not,
Hello. How are you?
Me?
Good.
Good. You doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
My brother's not doing so well, but, you know, that's to be expected after almost 55 years of marriage.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, oh, we got new law books.
You did, yep, those just came in. Whoa. Hello, how are you?
How are you?
Where do you want me?
Whichever one you want to sit at.
All right.
So, yeah.
Oh, we got 2 of them.
I forgot to get you guys to sign the one at the meeting on the 9th, so I wanted to bring it in and
Good.
get it caught up on that, so, yeah. So,
How are you, Jeff?
I'm fine, thank you. You?
Good. We appreciate your coming as always.
he's dropped
Well,
off clean maps for us.
Yay.
I just dropped them off on the way home.
Where do you live?
I live over, kind of on the hillside at the MLK I-49 interchange.
Okay, so it is.
Back behind the motel.
Okay,
Here.
okay,
How are
so,
you doing?
I'm good, how are you? Were they arrested guys Saturday?
I'm here.
At the motels down there.
oh,
And we'll do okay.
Get some riffraff down there.
Are we on
About a
right
quarter
now?
mile.
We are, yeah.
Okay, we're already.
so, yeah, 'cause it starts at 7, so.
About a quarter mile down.
Okay.
So I can go clear down there.
There's not much of a, have you guys already arranged here?
So Debbie's just given up and she just brings her office chair down.
I think I'm gonna buy one and set it in the office so we can do that.
Yeah, she's just totally given up on trying
Oh,
to find
my
a chair.
goodness, yeah.
This one's probably better, Renee.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean,
That looks like a good one here.
Yeah, so.
all right, well, I'll trade you.
Yeah, I'll be standing.
Haven't had anybody have you in that chair yet.
These are cast offs from upstairs somewhere, right?
I would say these chairs are 30 years old,
Really?
I would say, because they have been in here, I've been here since 2007, so they've been in here since 2007.
Oh, gosh.
But they came from another department.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Before then, so, yeah.
No telling, but, so I've read every word of this.
It took me all weekend to get that done.
Oh, my
I don't know
goodness.
how in the world you were able to write that. All I can do is say, good job.
I know, that was the way I was. I was like, I'm not gonna go through it all.
It's got all those, what they call VTDs, voting.
Oh, yeah.
But those are coded for the census. They're
Oh,
not the
okay.
same as your real numbers.
Oh, that's gotta be,
Yeah.
wow. Wow, that gives me even more respect for what you're doing.
No, nobody would know if I got anything wrong. But
Well-
I did double check it.
And the thing about that is, as the, resolution or whatever it is says, if there's any doubt, the maps rule.
Yeah.
So, you know, my thought was, that's good enough for me.
I just had to put that in there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that seems like a real smart thing to do, too, because you gotta have one or the other
Yeah,
that you take as law, because,
yeah.
I mean, we have had some issues in the past where things,
There's always somebody out
got
there.
by, yeah. And you don't really want that to happen, but you have to realize from time to time it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and when you're writing a description, you're more apt to maybe make a mistake there
Yeah.
than your map, where
right,
it's
Yeah.
kind
That's
of
true.
laying everything
That's
out
true.
for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So what's our count at this time?
They have been busy today, very busy. You got it up.
765.
No kidding. I
That's
did
the
not,
second-
Total with
10
the
minutes
Right.
late.
both parties, but I didn't expect it to be that much. That
What was it again?
surprises me.
3765.
Wow.
So Max is running 10 minutes late. He says to start the meeting, do whatever we need to do before he gets here. So
Well, there's really not, I mean,
we
I
can
guess we
canvass
can
the
canvass-
absentees.
Yeah,
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 so,
that's fine. Well, then, let's see, we've got a minute.
yeah.
What do you know? You came from.
No, yeah.
And then he's running late.
Can you take this too?
Oh,
I'm not gonna hoard phones over here, who else needs me to answer theirs? No, I think I'll be all right. So.
Oh, what, oh, he sent me a picture of his Keurig.
Something and he wants money.
Something and he wants money, I can believe that, yes.
Isn't that the nature of
It is,
sons?
and he's been doing so well, I mean, considering he's in Vail and it's like super expensive, but
Right.
they shut the restaurant down for
Oh.
6 weeks to remodel it, but they thought they were gonna get, money, like COVID money to pay the employees,
Didn't?
because that's part of the reason they were shutting down, and so they set all of that in motion, and then, no, I guess whatever happened, they didn't get it, so all that staff then had to try and get unemployment, or just figure out something for 6 weeks. But the restaurant he works for is amazing, and they said, like, if you didn't get unemployment, we will try and make you whole when you come back, but you have to come back.
Right,
You know, we'll make you whole, and we're doing bonuses and all of that sort of stuff, so they're gonna
Good
make
for
it up
them.
to them, you know, because they felt horrible, because
Yeah.
they had told the staff, we've got you covered, it's gonna be great, and it was.
Why? I mean, everybody else has gotten all this dough.
I know, sometimes I feel like it's arbitrary who
Yeah.
gets it and who doesn't get it.
Well, and if you, I mean, I have looked at some of the figures online of different, charitable groups, and I've just sort of been, they got that much.
Yeah, you're just like, how do they make those decisions, and.
Yeah,
What's it
yeah,
based off of?
Huh?
right,
What's it based off
right.
of?
And I mean, I don't mind charitable groups, but, I mean, I'm like, that's a ton of money for somebody that, a lot of them are churches, yeah. I hope they're using this for the right thing, but you kind of wonder if they're making another building or something. Now I'm showing my bias. Anyway.
You don't have to
All right, well, we're gonna wait until Max shows up, maybe I should say, we're calling to order here. And, we'll wait until he arrives to do the written descriptions. And, we'll do canvas votes right now.
Okay. So we just have one absentee ballot to canvass right now.
Oh,
We canvassed the other one,
oh, gotcha.
and it is considered a provisional. We talked about it at that meeting.
Oh, this is the one, okay.
But, there's a little bit of paperwork we have to fill out when we do the rest of the provisionals. I think we have 3 provisionals from today's vote, so we'll just include that
Okay,
in all of those.
okay. Have we gotten any overseas, or did you send?
We don't have any overseas.
Good.
And Friday was the last day for someone to return one
Mhm.
in person, and then the mail came today, and we didn't receive any today, so this is
Wow.
it. So,
Bring that to 7:30, right?
Yeah, we can't run this till 7:30, so I'll just need you to state the voter's name out loud.
Kate Ketterman.
Okay.
Ketterman, 8889 North Steel Boulevard.
Okay.
Apartment 10, Fayetteville, 1703.
Okay,
Date of birth is 10/17/58.
okay,
And she signed.
okay, and then that's her right there. Okay, and then check her ID, and does her ID match the name?
Let's not
Okay.
verbalize all of the info, just the name.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because this is going out over the air,
Yeah,
so to speak.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We can do the name, I don't have
Yes.
a problem with the name, it's just that you give too much information, and you don't know what's gonna happen to it.
Okay. So, I'm gonna write her name down on that.
Turn that off.
Are you in this district?
Sorry. Yes, I
Were you in this district?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm outside.
Okay. Did you vote today, Jim?
voted, last week when I was.
Oh, you
here.
voted early.
Oh, yeah.
I voted, But, Dee voted today. I took her down, to, what is the Baptist Elmdale?
Oh, they're busy.
Yes, she was in line about
Oh, no
halfway down the
kidding.
building outside waiting.
Wow.
There was a line and she was kind of crawfishing on me. I said, no, you can go ahead and vote, I'll wait.
Yeah, yeah.
Did it take her about 30 minutes? That's what, when the line was outside, that's what they said, it was about 30 minutes.
At least it wasn't
She
raining.
misplaced her driver's license while she was there.
Oh, no.
She lost her driver's license?
She went back and asked and nobody had seen it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Is it bad?
Well, when we get our stuff in tonight, we'll see if
Yeah.
if it's in there.
That-
So, she was at Elmdale. So, someone lost a credit card there too today, so.
I'll take the credit card. I've got a driver's license. No,
Well, I think what she did is, she took her driver's license and her phone,
Oh,
and I think when she got the driver's license back, she put them both in one hand, and I think she laid the phone down when she voted, and then picked it back
oh,
up.
yeah. That's why I've got a little compartment for mine.
Yeah, well, she didn't take her, well, you got it in your phone.
Yeah, it's
that's
in my
good.
phone.
I was thinking about that today, when she did that, I thought, she needs something like that.
Oh, listen, I love this.
Where'd you get it?
Online. I
But you
don't,
know what, the problem is, she would still have to be able to remember to have her phone with her.
oh, well, now, see, I don't have that problem, so.
Lucy does.
Okay,
That's what I call her, Lucy.
well,
You got some explaining to do here, Lucy.
oh, gotcha, okay. My oldest, or one of my grandchildren is named Lucy.
Yeah,
I guess she's the,
yeah, you know the old
Second
Lucille Ball,
oldest.
the old Lucille Ball.
yeah, okay, okay.
Got some explaining to do here, Lucy.
Yeah. Well, she always had explaining to do.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things for this election, because there's only 2 absentee ballots, they're from different precincts.
Narrow down who voted.
Oh, I hate that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, I mean, we can't afford, we can't avoid saying the name.
No, I'm not worried about that, but, like, what happens is it becomes public who voted afterwards. So, that's something I think that we need to, for absentees, it's rare for it to happen, but for
Right.
special elections, it does. And this special election, for instance, will, like, if we were just posting our information, we wouldn't post by precinct. But the state is posting this information, so they will
They
post
will
by
post
precinct.
by precinct.
And they'll post by group. So we don't have any choice but to read it in that way. But it is something that I think we need to address, like when we have these small elections like this, or you have provisional ballots. Because if you read provisional ballots in just all by themselves, you might only have 1 or 2 precincts,
Yeah.
you know, in there. And now that we know that we're gonna have several of these small
Oh,
precincts with one or
right.
two voters in them, this is something we'll continue to have to address. So sometimes I wonder about, you want to report by precinct, but there needs to be a way to protect.
Anonymize.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm not exactly sure how
Yeah, I
to
was
do
gonna
that,
say,
but-
how would you do that?
So what you could do, like for instance, in this case, we could read this in with early vote. So then it would just be included in early vote.
Right.
You know, so you could do things like that, but then it breaks up, well,
When
when
you
you
go to
do your reporting,
Yeah.
you have to report you had so many absentee ballots, so many early votes, and so many things like that. So I don't.
Will you talk to Chris about that?
And see if there's a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, I feel like he knows the law,
Mhm.
but he also understands the necessity that voting is private.
Yep.
And I don't know if he can come up with a solution, but I feel like he's the first one that might have a suggestion of
Right.
how to,
Yeah. There isn't unfortunately anything we can do for it tonight, but
Yeah.
I do think
Yeah.
that going forward, like especially with these small precincts, it's gonna be an issue.
yeah. Yeah, and maybe time after time after
Mhm.
time.
Yep.
And I don't see, the need to expose people
Right.
in that way.
Yep.
Wow. Well, yeah, talk to him and see if he can, and explain to him that it's gonna happen again, and I suspect we're not the only county.
Oh, we
It has
can't be
an
the
issue.
only county.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is that gonna have to happen through legislation?
I don't know.
It's pretty, in the deep water.
It is, I think there is part of legislation that talks about you have to report by precinct. But at the same time, you want a secret ballot.
Yeah,
So how do you weigh the
right,
two? So, yeah.
yeah. Well, if it means we have to, get some legislation put together, I mean, it's gonna be an exception.
Right,
How do you work with exceptions?
right.
But I feel like it's important enough that if we can address it, we should.
Yep.
So, and going forward, it's gonna be much more meaningful.
Mhm.
So, yeah, talk to him and see if we can do that. Are we ready to canvass early vote?
So we will run the tape at 7:30 for early vote.
Okay.
So we would need to wait till 7:30. So
Okay.
after I run the tape for early vote at 7:30, I will then run this one ballot in. I'm gonna hold off on actually running the other absentee in
Oh, okay.
until we do all the provisionals, and then we'll treat those
Okay.
all the same.
Oh, okay,
So, yeah.
gotcha. How many provisionals do we have altogether?
So far today, I know we have 3.
Okay.
Unless Debbie, if you can see if we have more than that. We have one, for no ID, but they explained to the voter that you're going to have to go to the courthouse to show ID. This voter said that they work close to the courthouse, so they would come to the courthouse and show ID. So they have until noon on Monday to show ID for their ballot to count. The other one, I don't know, it was voted at Sonora, so I'm not sure what the circumstances are on that one, is, the third one that we have is, and this is always a problem we have, and it's always just maybe one voter out of so many,
Yeah.
but a son came in and voted. They marked his dad as voting, although they don't have the first names that are the same, the address was the same, but they didn't pay attention to the birthday either. So they marked the son as the dad, and then the dad came in with, the mom and dad came in to vote later that
Oh.
evening, and of course, the dad is already marked as voted.
Yeah.
So he has voted a provisional ballot. And then, so I was on the phone with the supervisor, and as they were doing the provisional, I asked, because the husband and wife were there, I said, did they have any children that might have voted? And they said, yes, our older son came in and voted around 2 o'clock, which was the time I could see that he
Oh,
had
good.
been given
Okay.
credit for voting. And so that timeline matched with what I was
Right.
seeing in Central Point. And so, and I could tell that the son didn't have a vote credit issued
Oh,
to him.
uh-huh.
So that one, I believe, is a countable ballot.
It's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so, and that, yeah, he said, no, my son came in at 2, and I was like, he was marked in the tablet at 2:13.
Yeah.
So I was like, that matches like
Right.
dead
Yeah.
on when you're saying your son came here to vote.
Right.
So, yeah,
Okay.
so, but the third one at Sonora, I don't know
Okay.
what it,
We'll figure it out.
yeah, what it is
You'll
going to
figure
be.
it out.
Yeah.
I'll just go, yes.
So, but that means we won't be able to certify the
Oh,
election, unless all 3 of these are yeses.
Oh, and they
we could-
might be.
We could certify early, still if 3 of them are, if all 3 of them are yeses.
Okay, okay.
So, but we will still have to wait until Monday at noon,
Okay,
because that's when the deadline is for them to come in
right, right,
and bring their ID.
okay,
So, yeah.
perfect. Okay. There's really nothing to do then.
Nope, we just wait till 7:30,
Okay.
so.
You know, I think if you had the time, you could do away, you know, if they had time,
There he
they
is.
could do away.
You
with
missed all the
budget,
fireworks.
zero.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Consolidate budgets up, I think,
yeah,
Oh.
I would hope we could.
yeah.
You think,
Jeff, what are you doing here?
Well, I dropped the maps off.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
I thought
okay.
I'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Oh, yeah, sweet, thank you.
So here, I got city and county both stuff on there.
Cool.
Read that and tell me what attorney would interpret that the county's got any authority.
Areas adjoining the corporate.
Just wanted you to know why I said what I did.
Yeah.
About who's got what authority.
Yeah, I appreciate this. Shall have subdivision jurisdiction. Shall transmit copies of proposed plats
These
for
are
the
the
area
same.
to the county planning board.
No, one has the lines on
Oh,
it, and the other
okay.
one is just
Gotcha.
plain.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Smaller versions
Subdivision
of what we have.
jurisdiction.
Yes, and then, but they also have Plan 9 removed also.
Oh, okay.
One thing Jeff did suggest is that the commission sign
If they had approval
the one of
authority,
these, the
why
big
would they
map,
say,
so that we can, like, say this is definitively the map, because I have a lot of maps in my office.
Yeah.
So,
Which the
so,
county.
that way, we know, so, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it should
smart.
be made to the municipal authority.
We need to know that we
So
have
the
one that
review
is
comment
for
is
sure.
from
Yes.
The county.
Do you have, does it say
So the
approved
city
on
gets
it
to
anywhere?
It doesn't, but if the commission, I
Yeah.
think, signs it,
they do their thing, but before they approve it, they're supposed to send review and comment to the county. And the county's got 60 days to review and comment back to the
You
city.
turn heat on or
Before
cool?
the city either approves it or denies.
Got it.
So, and then the municipal planning, you know, that's got other stuff in there about the
Yeah.
city statute and
I
the
wouldn't
county, but the
You're
county
Be
ones are
surprised
going
if
county
it's for
planning.
someplace over there, would you?
Yeah.
Hey, let's just put a wall up here. Oh, good idea. Oh, wait, there's a thermostat though. No big deal. That sounds about right.
He didn't
Oh,
he didn't know.
yeah, it is. Well, again, we're
So
in
this
the
is,
basement.
yeah, this is very interesting. So it's not.
No, I'm
and
fine.
Maybe it was because I
I'm
did a
fine.
poor job
I kind of feel,
articulating it. It's not zoning.
it must be blowing down here.
This is split the property up.
That's specifically.
That is
it's split
weird.
property up.
Now, the predicament is,
Well, on the.
normally when you subdivide property, you
Dehumidifier.
base it on
Yeah,
how the property
yeah,
is zoned.
that'd be smart.
Well,
Yeah,
in
okay.
this
So are you
instance,
happy with this
the county
map
has
out here?
zoning, but the city has subdivision authority.
I mean, it's too late to be unhappy
So-
with it.
Reconcile
But are
it.
you happy with it?
It used to be okay until the legislature changed the law to say that cities couldn't zone outside the city. So the county, so the city could say, oh, hey,
Look at it.
how's the property zoned out there? That's gonna determine.
Well, I was gonna say, should I, we,
You're a violation.
Kill a bug, it has all.
oh yeah, kill a bug, I hadn't thought about that,
Yeah.
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 Attention to what the county says.
Oh, my goodness. I'm always surprised
So there's a final plat.
when they send these
Yeah,
things out.
then they come in to get a permit.
Well, it took me a few minutes to figure
Yes.
out
So
why,
they go to the county to get a permit.
the first
And the
part
county
of it
says,
is
we can't
about
give you a permit, we got a minimum lot size of 1 acre in that residentially zoned area.
alcoholic beverages.
Alcoholic beverages by the fact.
Oh, the first part is alcoholic beverages?
Yeah, but you do have to have elections to approve.
That's
You're-
true,
Yes.
yeah.
And you're agricultural or residential.
Yeah,
You are
I always
deemed
thought
to
this
have
was kind of
already
a strange
acquired a building.
hybrid of a lot
Oh,
of pieces
So
of
you don't have to
the
come
law.
in and get a
But I
permit to
wouldn't
build a
want the
house or
whole
do any
law, so-
agricultural activity.
We got what we need.
Yes.
This is just configuration.
And this is just residential. Yeah.
I guess that's a good reference if you need to look
So
something up.
It does.
Yeah, so.
Have you used it that way?
Yeah, I've used it a lot of times. I've actually got, on my other one,
So then
I've got,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she did, because I looked, because when you look at the voter, you can,
If you've already been given mine,
Right.
a good,
yeah,
So-
I've underlined a good part of it, so.
provisional
It's,
ballot.
And they come in.
but again, you know,
Less than an acre.
I almost feel like
They come in normally.
it would have been
and they say,
better
"I need
for
to get a
them to send me
permit."
an iPad with
And
the
if
law
city-
on
if
it,
they issued individual
and,
permits,
you know,
they don't. They got a blanket full roll.
completely
If they
searchable.
did,
Whereas this one
then
is,
that's when
the only way you
you'd have
search
to
on this
get
is the old-fashioned way,
a variance from the Board of Zoning.
Yeah.
so.
It seemed like that might be a good option.
The county would have to
create
say,
it two ways.
we've got a
Yeah,
non-conforming
right.
lot.
And this is probably
And
the
we
way
can't give you a
that
permit
some
unless you
people.
get.
Yeah, it
I
treats it
got
as
this, so,
yeah.
this cannot be cheap.
That's the way that works. But
Yeah,
Yeah, but they would have to,
all-
I'm not talking about just printing, I'm talking
Right,
about they would have
right.
to create it
Because the
here,
county
they
law
have to
says
create
that
it
you are
over here.
deemed to have already
Yes.
gotten a building permit,
Yes.
you go ahead and build your.
So what, regardless of side road, whether they want to do it.
Right,
They
right.
could. You're deemed to have
Well,
already got a permit.
a lot of times I will go on the computer and look it up.
Yeah, because it's there.
Yeah, it is, it's still pretty cumbersome. Exactly, and that's what.
Oh, yeah, and in your instance,
But you
know, the
could
question
find-
is, county, you have review and comment.
Yeah, that's
Did
true,
you
it
tell
goes
the
from
city
there.
you had a 1 acre
Yeah.
minimum on front end before they approved? The answer
That's
is
more
no.
trouble than it's worth.
So, we need to add wire cutters.
Something better.
City approved it.
Or I don't know, I need to figure out how many of these I have.
Very interesting. If it goes, yeah, I'll let you know if,
Yes.
if,
So like the old versions. go,
someday
but I
this
know
will wind
that
up before a
they're
judge.
worthless.
Oh, yeah.
Someday it will.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, I
So
gotta
you're
throw
gonna
this
No
away?
change first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that's one of the
exactly. Well,
things I
I'll do
found is a problem with their
I'll
ordinance.
go
They've
in
got
and find the
this
passages that I've
Gentleman's
already
agreement
marked
that's
up.
gonna require approval from both of them.
Uh,
There's no
put
such
them-
thing as a gentleman's agreement. That's the law.
Yeah.
They've got review and comment,
Post it
that's all
in there
they.
to know where
The
those
ordinance
sections
won't
are.
have the statutes, yeah, you're exactly right. Cool, thank you.
Anyway, sure.
Yeah, appreciate it, fun stuff.
I'm blasting off, so.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good evening.
Yeah, you
Have a
too,
good
man.
one.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
So you're gonna do a little chair trading too?
Oh, always, well,
I don't know.
I thought I was, but I think it's a lateral move.
I think you're right.
Yeah, we really couldn't find one that was gonna work
I
very
think they,
well.
I think they have it on the other side of the table.
We're boarding
There
now.
it is.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
you nailed it.
But if I'd gotten here sooner, I might have gotten one. Yeah, I know, that's what Jennifer said, and I was I told her maybe I should buy one and just store it down there, so
You have a
we're ready.
Reasonable height chair.
Exactly.
So the commission will need to make a motion for
Okay.
approving,
That's first order of business.
the description, yes.
So now that our errant member has shown up.
Yeah, hilarious.
No, we're gonna do, item number 1, which is the approval of the JP District written description. Have you gone through it all?
Have you? Huh?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
He's such a good man.
Good.
I drifted off the time.
I'm glad somebody did.
Oh, we've got
Any-
a sign on the back of this too.
You know, there's
Yes.
no way I could confirm that all the details are correct.
No.
But
How
I
would
didn't see
you?
any, you know, grammatical
Yeah.
errors or anything like that. So whenever anybody's ready, I'll make a motion.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I'm
am
fine with that. I'm
simply
not
going
gonna-
to, like I told
I'm
Jeff,
not.
I expect that he's got it all caked out.
Yeah, I would think so too.
And
I'm not.
furthermore, no, I don't have any reason to do it.
No.
And like I told him, since we've already declared that in any question, the map itself is operative,
Yeah.
this is an informal
Yeah.
second.
I agree.
I will
Well, this
entertain.
does say in the last paragraph, something that makes me think that we might need to have a motion.
Yeah, we do have we need a motion.
Okay, I move that we approve this, report.
As written.
Yeah, I'll second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, it passes as described. And now what we need to do is sign the map that,
Oh, it's a big map?
yeah, because, Jennifer wants to make sure we've signed one of them so she knows with all the maps in her office, which one
Yeah.
it is.
So that way in 10 years' time, when someone goes through the maps and they're like, which
Yeah.
one did they end up
Yeah.
approving? It is very clear.
So
Sign
where do you
that
want us
one.
to sign? Up
Yeah.
here?
Up where the.
All right, I'm gonna put approved,
I think that's good.
and I'm gonna put the date.
That was Jeff's idea. He said that way there's no
One.
doubt which map it is.
Yeah.
Because you have so many digital copies that are sent and.
Yeah, Jeff is not gonna be here for the next one, is he?
No,
Yeah,
did
yeah.
he say,
Did he say he was-
4 times? Is
Four
that what
times.
he said? He said,
I didn't hear that.
It's either
Tom
3 or
said
4.
he's covered 4. He
Okay.
told me that.
Oh.
So, and then Jeff probably
But I think
has done
Jeff maybe
3,
has done
3 to 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, wow.
yeah, impressive.
Yeah, this is patience that I would not have.
Yeah.
And you'll put the description with that as well.
Yes, I'll file all of this up in Becky's office. He did send me the shape files, so, I mean, they can print maps for us too, but I can check with Russell if he'll print me some in the assessor's office, and that way we can have maps if someone wants to pick up a map at some point.
Cool. All right, well, we get to twiddle our thumbs from here until,
Count ballots.
yeah.
I'm gonna clean out my deal and do a little work.
This is your occasion,
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm shredding it all.
Well, you know, that's a good end of the year activity.
Yeah, good
When
point.
you're finished with that, will you come over to my barn, please? I've got lots of work for you to do.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's funny.
I tried to talk my children into doing some of it, but
How'd
even
that
though
work
they,
for you? How'd it work for you?
well, you know, even though they contributed quite a bit to what's in there, none of them so far has, come across with any cooperation. So it's time.
So they're saying it's all yours.
Well, and that's the thing. Now that I know it's all mine, I have no remorse.
Yeah, there you go, that's the attitude.
Nope, none at all.
I'm good, how are you?
Oh, yeah, come in, how you doing, Bobby?
wanted to keep you company, really. I'm doing good.
Well, we're just a great group to keep company with.
You really are. You have to look out for this guy, though.
Oh, well, we've already done that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, good.
Yeah,
We're well aware of it.
It's wise.
Very wise.
Yeah, I'm taking the occasion to clean out my binder, so we are doing exciting stuff here tonight. How did it go today, Jennifer?
It was very busy. We did almost 9% voter turnout, which is just, I predicted between 10 and 15.
Yeah.
So we were at 8.5%. But yeah, so it was busy. Elmdale and First Church of the Nazarene, of course, were our two busiest sites. Yeah, so, but they kept everything moving pretty good.
Aren't those pretty much in the center of the district too?
They are the only, so Nazarene, we had so many voters show up who thought they were in Senate District 7.
Oh, I bet.
I sent Evelyn to Nazarene to just really kind of make phone calls to the clerk. Can you double check to make sure this person isn't in, you know, because when we pull them up in the tablet, we can't find them.
Right.
Now, does that mean that we just couldn't find them because we were
yeah.
spelling their name or we, you know, just our error? And so we would call the clerk, nope, they're in Senate District 1 or they're in Senate District 4. So
Yeah.
those were the two, but yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's 7:30, so I'm gonna.
Thanks for your work on this, Jennifer.
Oh, you're very welcome.
All right, well, let's count. I guess that clock is a little slow.
This says 7:30 on it.
Okay, that's what
So-
you count. Mine says 7:30 as well.
Stuff, you get any polling locations or anything?
How have you been?
Well, man, trying to keep all the balls in the air, you know, do the work and I do everything else, yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, just some end of the year shit people are trying to do, set a new year today, they got one tomorrow, you know. Yeah, it's good, it's just, just nice to have a slower time of the year, you know? Yeah.
You'd get bored.
Yeah, no, maybe I can get for it. You know, I don't know that though, because I've
You know, it's
never been there.
adrenaline. You just keep going on adrenaline.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, sometimes you do, I know. It's,
Especially when you're young.
I mean, it's good. I try to, I work sometimes, like, I'm taught I'm just doing that all the time. Am I, you know, try to be present, think about it all, you know, because you can be so busy all the time, it just.
Let me tell you, that's
Ticks
exactly
away.
what happens, yeah. And before long, you know, just be slow
Yeah, I believe it.
and you go, how did this all pass through though?
Yeah, I know, I can totally see that
Sure you
happening
do.
that way.
Thank you, dear.
I'm like,
Oh,
I
yes,
know where
the
to
new
set it.
Yeah, I know,
report.
there's no good safe place.
He'll just throw it away. Oh, I love this new look.
Isn't it nice?
Ah,
It's
amazing. I mean, the other ones were so, DOS looking.
Yes, and she can actually run me a precinct report that's like a table view.
Ah.
And rather, the old-fashioned precinct reports we would get would be like 4 pages for one precinct, but she can, this
Wow.
one, we've got a lot more options.
These are great.
You guys like the font better.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Jim, do you like the
Absolutely.
font better now, or you like the old one?
This is good.
You like the new one? Here's an old one, here's the new one. You can see it's the new software.
Oh,
up-
yeah, that
The
was
new,
way
the new software update.
I'm not sure Max is agreeing with you.
Max, it's
I'm just pulling the room here.
We can disagree. Reasonable people can disagree.
It just
That's
takes,
right.
it's taking me a little time.
Welcome to the
Jennifer.
21st century.
Well, I mean, after all the reports that we've looked at with the old way, it's, the first time you look at it, you kind of, what's this? But I love it. I
Yeah,
think it's, having been around the old system for so long, this is just it's clean.
There is something sacred feeling though about the typewriter.
Yeah, I think maybe
Oh,
that's it.
oh.
But, yeah, no, it's okay, Max.
We don't have to do an intervention, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I have no control over that, and I'm okay with that.
No, I just think it's real clean. Not that the other one was sloppy, but it was, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
It
I
was
can,
dot matrix-like.
maybe it is easier on the eyes.
I feel like that's what it is.
Yeah, maybe it is easier on the eyes. Actual numbers on it.
Now, is that the verbiage that we used before, contest total?
Some of that has changed a little bit of the different, yeah, some of that is a little bit different.
That was that's an older one there.
Okay, they don't, they just said
That's
ballots cast,
Yeah, maybe it has changed a little
and,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, about 4,000.
Where are you working right now? Are you in school?
No, finish.
I mean, you're still teaching.
Yes.
Yeah, slash finishing school. You already done it.
Done with school,
Yeah.
So I get to teach one class a semester.
Cool.
Sometimes two, just depends on what day.
Yeah.
And the rest of my time is with.
Cool.
Yeah, that's very nice. I really enjoy it. I'm lucky.
Yeah.
It works.
Man, that's good, dude. Good for you, Bobby. Yeah. What do you get to teach?
What I've been on this semester, but it's, intro to philosophy, intro to ethics, intro to logic, that kind of stuff.
Is it an in-person at all this semester?
The semester has.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the community's back in person now, but it's all weird.
Oh, yeah, that.
Students are sick, students are here. It's just, we're not all the way back yet.
Yeah, I can see it.
And it's hard to force normal when things are going on. Sure, there's no. Way back last year.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit more time to adapt to it all and.
Yeah. Most of the things are
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
It was good. Got a case settled. Got a bigger one tomorrow.
Yeah.
All day mediation. That could settle, but could not.
You're so cool. You're so cool.
Oh, man, dude, just try to have a good attitude.
Okay,
Otherwise, it's like,
I bet it's so stressful.
it
Is it
can
okay
be.
to go ahead and release early and absentee?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you've got them already.
Yeah, I used to do a worse job of what stress gets me, you know, and I just feel like I don't know what it was, man. Sometimes it still does, but, like just detached a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, some sort of mental trick.
You just kind of learn that that's not following. Yeah.
Yeah, you try just not to let it get to you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, get thicker skin about it all. Yeah, so anyway. Yeah.
5 and then.
We did.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. Well, that maybe a year ago. Yeah.
Well, I mean, a year ago, since the last election, so.
Yeah, I know, exactly, yeah. Yeah.
For no reason at all.
The bully.
How's Rachel?
She's
good, she's still working right now. Man, everything takes so much time, you know. We did a remodel our house last year.
Oh, it's still working, and I was like, you mean like tonight?
Oh, yeah, she's still working.
When you said still working, I was like, she's in her 30s, like, she's definitely still working. Man.
Yeah, whatever.
We're kind of behind.
Is there a way to,
But if you've ever tried to have, I don't want to buy a new tool, a tile cutter, you know, like I have no need, I have 3 pieces of tile I need cut. You know, I don't have a tile cutter, none of my buddies have one that I can borrow. There's nowhere that, laser vision. It's just like, man, how good stuff is.
And then I can go
That, you know,
to
it's so much time.
if you want me to.
You want to do it right now?
The early and absentee,
Okay.
if you want me to, I can go do that.
Yeah,
This is early and
if you're
This is early and absentee.
ready to do it, let's
Cool.
do it.
You have to make sure you've got the printer in. Yeah.
Excellent, that's all I want. If you wanted 32, can you do that math real quick? 183. I did, I was right, that's what he said.
What is that, 82.5%? Jennifer, do you know how many people voted today by party? Is that?
Yes. Is there, can we see your report that just has the not broken down by group detail?
Oh, God, that would be so great. That would be awesome.
Okay.
I mean,
It looks like 677,
in,
voted the Democratic ballot today. And then $2,772 Republican ballots.
so there we go. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah.
You spent 10, that's right.
After you make the PDF,
667 or something.
What was
is there a way to do percentages?
677
So,
and 2772.
like, see these have just a raw number. Is there a way to do a column that's percentages?
27.
Good question.
For the summary or? Uh-huh. Yeah, for the summary.
Use their calculators.
Otherwise, we're gonna be doing math.
Time for a spreadsheet.
Yeah, so. Based on total votes, and if it'll do it total votes by the party, which probably it will since it's set up at the primary. Then I'll go send these to the media real quick.
The people who asked, Nicole and Megan.
Yeah.
Here's one thing that you might want to add. This does not say, unless I'm missing it somewhere, early and absentee.
No, and I'll put that in my header.
Okay.
I'll just put it in my header to the media, and also to let them know that the precincts complete shows 0 out of 49.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's early vote, obviously, we didn't have 49 precincts report, so I'll just put that in my notes to the
Okay.
media.
Sounds good.
Good. Observation.
How many copies? Of the one with the percentages? Oh, I don't know, I guess. If anybody wants one, I do, but you can see if anybody wants one.
Sure.
Yeah, sure, that's all, that'd be,
Paper's
That's
cheap,
helpful.
but it is getting more expensive if you want to know.
Nancy, you can put it in your show time.
We're not gonna let you have any.
after I look at it. After.
Oh, my goodness.
Sorry, my fingers are dry.
That's all right, we're gonna get you one of those little sticky things.
How much is that?
Y'all want one with the percentages on it?
Yes, please. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And then this one is,
So they gotta get some percent. Unger's really good. He's a poll worker. Oh, really? Yeah. I met him out in the parking lot. His message was very good. He met one of his workers today at the,
Oh, yeah.
out at Nazareth Church.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. So he's like ordering. Nazareth was so interesting, because I know y'all don't really get the complaints about where people put their signs to you.
How are y'all?
good, how are you?
Sometimes at the local level, you know, but yeah, what was there?
They had like this gauntlet, but then like the 100-foot rule is really like much closer to the parking lot, like, anyway.
This is where y'all are counting the votes, right?
It is.
Okay, I'm in the right spot?
Oh, yeah, you guys are good, yeah.
Okay, where do you want us to get set up, or do you just?
Wherever you want, as long as it's not in the way.
Yeah, don't
your
get in
count
here.
votes, but,
Is it okay if we just?
Sure, anywhere back in there.
perfectly fine.
That's totally fine, yep.
Can I sit here and use this plug for my laptop?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Yep.
We'll send you a bill later.
Okay, sounds good.
You guys need some chairs back there?
There's a couple right here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And do you know if it's okay if I go live in here at 9 and 10? Is that a Jennifer question?
Probably,
Yeah,
I don't think live is gonna work for us,
Okay.
but, I'm hoping we won't be here at
I was gonna say, I don't know if
Yeah.
we'll be here at 9 and 10.
Okay.
And definitely not at 10.
Not at 10? Okay.
I'm in
Definitely
bed
not.
at 10.
We gotta work tomorrow.
I agree.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree with that
Fine,
statement,
no
definitely,
worries.
definitely not at 10.
Have y'all reached out to Mrs. Harvey?
I was talking to her earlier.
Okay.
She said that she was gonna come here.
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
Wanted to make sure you did.
Yeah, she said that she was gonna come here. We just came from the watch party.
Turn it
Oh,
out
good,
for you.
good.
Turn it out
But
for
yeah, she
you.
said she was gonna come here.
Were there people there? Were there?
Yeah, it wasn't very, I mean, we were there right at the start, so, it wasn't super busy when we
Yeah.
were there,
But
but.
there has to be.
Well, that's awesome. Hope they lose out, maybe a run, put on the TV
I sure hope we don't.
Not yet, not till they start counting.
But it's hard to tell the story.
The early votes they have them.
Yeah, exactly. But, those cats in the early minutes too, so. I don't know, we'll see.
My kids will be 17.
Don't forget your wife's,
Oh, yeah.
Right, I mean,
Well,
670.
she went back in and asked for nobody returned it either.
maybe she got lost somewhere.
She's gonna pay her $10 and get another one May Thursday.
Oh, is that what you do?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Go
didn't
down
know
to
that.
the DMV, they've got a special line for driver's license.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Well, it used to be
Didn't know
$10. I said, it's a shame that your boss does 34% that you know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I didn't know it was that painless though. I kinda figured it'd be quite a bit more.
Yeah.
It's bad.
I think you might have to take a social security card or something.
Oh, it does, I do. But I need somebody else to do that.
I mean, I'm not really sorry to get in there, but
That
it's a good
doesn't
bin.
make
I saw you had another one, I didn't know that.
thinking about that. But that's why I keep this real close, because it's like my brain in so many ways.
Well, I'm gonna suggest that to her, that she might go get one.
Yeah.
Is that double also as a protective cover?
Yeah, although I've got a, what's it called, I've got a screen on it that is, it's actually starting to break apart a little bit, but it's not bad enough at this
I'm
point.
talking about the cover that you leave when you drop it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It looks like it does.
I've dropped it, and it's done real well, but this cover, the shield or whatever you call it, is supposed to save your actual screen.
You just went online and searched.
Yeah, I've had them for every one of my phones, and I added this.
Oh, yeah, she's got it.
But I knew, because see, there's a lot of times where I don't want to carry a purse, but I have to have ID, and, you know, other things as well, so,
Which should be the opposite.
Well, she can wait for driver's license. What is it, a debit card?
yeah, right,
Maybe even a credit card issue.
right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, from time to time, I'll put cash in there, but if you put too much in there, it won't snap closed.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful about what you.
Is it, magnetic, snap closed?
Yeah, it is. Here.
Did you have stuff work with anything? Yeah. You guys see
Well,
that?
the other side, yeah.
Okay.
The best fundraiser in the land.
Card over there.
I believe it. You did a great job. Oh, I believe it.
Maintenance there.
That's fine.
Yeah. Pretty nice.
Well, it's just a game, right? I mean, I maybe get comments about checks, but like, how much can you spend in primary that you should be for a salt, or in general, whereas they can like check.
Here.
I mean, they have good money.
Yeah, sure.
And so, God willing, we'll be,
I do not.
for the veterans.
I have not.
Oh, no. Yeah, sure.
Everybody closed except Baldwin?
But,
I mean,
Yeah, got it.
Yes, everyone does.
Yeah, got it.
I'm sure that, what's the difference between really and not?
yeah.
Maybe,
Oh, he's.
Don't say it.
That.
Shouldn't say anything
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Yeah, they might be, yeah, on the top of their.
But,
whereas we spend like 1/10 of what.
tough time for her to return it for him.
So,
But he's,
Oh, yeah, that's all interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that.
well, we'll go into it one after.
Yeah. Seems like a good way to look at it.
It's just worse.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're good at spinning.
Oh, he's-
But at least the font's better. Derek Mendes got some really good. That's what Jenny took away from that.
That's the story.
Derek Mendes got more votes than Jim Bob.
Say,
Congrats, Derek.
can't say I would agree with that.
But I mean, he's always,
I'm kind of pushing you.
Yeah.
Lower base.
Push the 75.
well, I'm not that old either, so that's it. Actually, my brother's will be 75.
He's 75 in April.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, congratulations. A few months early. 75 is the new 65. You getting it done there?
I can't believe the drought.
I'm getting it done. Man, they said when John Logan Burrow died, he had
Oh, gosh.
boxes and stuff.
Well, I
You
mean,
know, that he
yeah.
kept and that, I didn't, I'm not going to go through that stuff. I mean, in theory, you know, that's
Yeah.
this world, yeah, that's great, but of course, nobody's got time for that.
I didn't know.
So, I'm just like, man, I'm not keeping anything.
Well, that
Shred
is
it off.
really, the best way to do it, you know, before I got on the commission, Tom Lundstrom
Yeah.
was
No,
on.
it automatically.
And the
does
last
that.
thing that he did before he left an election commission meeting,
Oh,
carry
yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that seems good, yeah.
And I've never been quite that, brutal, but it's a good example to follow.
That is a good example to follow. Easy rule.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
what is the point in keeping it?
No, I know, right?
And, yeah, and see, that's kind of, I mean, I'm seeing that more every day, and
Yeah.
my barn is becoming a huge burden for me.
Is it your personal things, your business things, or both?
Both.
Yeah.
Kids thing,
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
bargains that my husband has picked up, and they're not small bargains, and, it's a, what is it, 40 by 30?
Okay.
You have good size
Huge.
bills?
Yeah, and when we moved in there, it was clean and pristine, no longer.
No. Geez, you fill the space you have, it's true,
That's
isn't
right,
it?
that's exactly right.
They're all.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
of course, we said to our kids, oh, you can
Yeah.
do stuff,
Oh,
no big
yeah,
deal.
sure.
Lots of room.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh, actually, I've even got my, mother-in-law, so, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's been dead for 4 years.
But then you have to take the time and go through it all, and really
I will
make
need the tablet.
decisions,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
it's not easy.
Anymore.
Yeah.
The emotional burden that people have, and that all of us have to some degree with items, you know,
Yeah.
Okay.
also.
Thank you.
Man, I try not to have it,
Can't
but
be
every,
sentimental.
yeah, you can't be sentimental, you're right. Or you have to be really specific about what you're sentimental about.
Good to see you, how you doing?
I wasn't trying to ignore y'all.
No, 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 no.
Also, hello.
You're good.
Hello and goodbye.
Yeah.
So when my mother passed away, she was a big crossword puzzle,
Oh, no.
and she had done it in pencil, and she saved all these pencils, she had ground them down to about that long, pencil in the eraser, and she had bags of these pieces of pencil.
That's the mentality that they grew up with. You
Wow.
don't get rid of that
But we
stuff.
couldn't just take all the stuff and
Yeah,
dump it,
yeah.
because we found money stuffed in sleeves in her closet.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why, you gotta go through it.
Go through everything.
You gotta go
We,
through it all.
You never know.
I
Oh,
was
that's-
getting.
By the way, you won't find any money in these sleeves.
Yeah, yeah.
We,
Yeah.
the twins and I were getting, Christmas decorations out yesterday in the attic. Because I've got an attic that is also small. And they knocked over a shoebox that I had forgotten was there. Like, packages of matches from
Collected matches on.
somebody.
People-
Somebody
Yeah,
went on,
yeah.
traveling on trips and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes,
All the hotels and
Yes.
restaurants and always used to
Yeah.
have matches.
and I looked at that
I've
and
heard of that, seen that.
I thought, should I trash this? Should I mean, it was just sitting there and I didn't have time, so I just
reissued it.
put them all back in the box and
So
closed it up and got what we needed out of the attic, but I thought, mother-in-law's stuff.
Like a good bar starter.
Well, yeah, and that was, I was thinking,
Yeah.
You're gonna be out,
I
I
don't
want
think,
to.
all along, I thought
I'll
I'm
be
not
off my
comfortable
one
having
for
it
the
up in the
sand,
attic, but
and it's still sitting there, so maybe I'll play.
Yeah, what do you do with
So,
that,
yeah,
right?
exactly, and for somebody, it's probably something of interest, but I don't
Yeah.
have the time to
No,
look into that.
no, or figure that out, or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even the motivation to do so.
No, of course not. You gotta pick and choose, you only got so much time.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, we still have a storeroom that's got a bunch of stuff in it, I don't know what all.
Oh, gosh. You can come in,
Yeah.
welcome.
Hey, guys. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, how's it going? Yeah, come on in and, yeah, we'll move on down here.
Hey, I'm good, how are you doing?
Yeah, where they see you.
Oh, we gotta move?
Well, I'm just looking myself down.
Oh, you usually see me mostly at the polls or something like
polls.
that. Yeah, it was like,
No, I'm actually on the job. No, I see you here.
We don't usually have this many guests.
It's an annual,
we were just bored. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good to see you. You too. So we were busy today.
Were you?
Yeah, yeah, they were. Did they share with how many ballots were cast? You know that information?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go, Max.
That's a lot.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
That's a lot.
I thought so for the area, I did,
Yeah.
so, yeah, so.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Sit on down if you guys want.
I've been here at 9:10 or brother.
May- Oh, yeah, of course, public meeting, we're not,
I don't think we'll be.
we're not doing anything.
No, come on,
On,
you're interrupting his cleaning out his stuff.
Hopefully we'll be on time.
the annual affair.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
we're just waiting on.
Right now,
So.
I don't know if you emailed it out, I haven't checked.
I have.
Well,
I can take it.
yeah, well.
I'll be sitting over here. Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Have you been here all day?
Do what now?
Have you been here all day or just?
I have not had a mediation today. Yeah, all this time. Mediation, I brought a reply to a summary judgment in federal court. I need to look at.
Another one of the-
Procrastinating, throwing away a bunch of shit. Yeah.
I had to Did you get those
Yeah.
posted in?
I did, and I posted them onto our website as well. The only thing I didn't post was to the I have to, at the end of the evening, post to the state's website, and I'll wait and do that when
Yeah,
we're all
there's no
finished.
rush.
Yeah.
Is
Fingers
there
crossed.
any other?
Yeah, it works because our
Finally, the
zero ASCII file we sent to them didn't work. They had to get their tech people to figure out why it wasn't accepting it. Our LNA file didn't work. They had to get their tech people to figure out why it wouldn't accept it. So fingers crossed.
Oh, my goodness. Is that because of the update, you think?
It is because, no,
You can, yeah, not make it see.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you pull on champagne and I need to leave, like, you know.
Yeah.
no, the summary with the group, not group detail, but summary. It is because we are on the new updated software, and the ERN system that they have for election night reporting is on the old software, so they had to build a bridge for it to be able to accept our new ASCII file, so.
That's kind of interesting. You would have thought they would have done that before they did any other upgrade.
Well, yes, and every county is getting this, but we're the first county to have an election.
Oh, okay.
And they pay some hosting fees, not through ESNet. This is not a company through ESNet.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's
Yeah, sure.
interesting.
Commenting on Facebook and tagging me and.
Yeah, so their election night reporting isn't even through ESNet.
Huh.
To lose. That's why they have a separate.
Catch them with your life.
Very indicative of the way that they're.
Yeah, really.
Seeing that to be mostly true, but.
Yeah, it could potentially change a lot, but I think probably it'll stay pretty steady. Normally,
Jim, I want you to be through with half that book by,
so it could
next
narrow
week.
quite a bit, but
Homework's true, it will narrow, but
No,
it's anywhere.
not at all.
50% that are
I think I'll be lucky to,
Yeah,
move my stuff from the old book to the new book by the end of the year.
extremely impressed that you have things marked and tagged in.
Oh, gosh, some of them, I felt like for a while, we were hitting on them every year, so,
$200.
Yeah.
or every meeting almost.
There's good.
Yeah, it's typical in the demographic voters.
For work, I mean,
Oh, are you looking at that?
I'm not sure.
No, I feel like the numbers are usually in the 65, are weighted in that direction. I don't know if I've looked at how it's going to turn out.
It is. Let me ask Renee, and we'll figure out how we need to deal with that. I think it's good. So, we have a ballot that was at Nazarene, where the voter went to cast their ballot. They didn't make any selection, but they printed out the ballot and it said no selection. They went to put it into the DS-200, and our DS-200 will reject it and say, hey, this is a blank ballot, are you sure you're wanting to cast a blank ballot? And so the voter realized that, no, she wanted to change her mind to spoil the ballot. So she came to the supervisor to spoil the ballot. But she filled out the spoiled ballot card, but then didn't want to wait for the rest of the process. So she left. So
she came back.
She didn't come back. But we have this ballot for a voter who is checked in, but we don't have a counted ballot. So her intent was to spoil it and re-vote, but she didn't do that.
Do it.
So she's left, and it's abandoned, and it says no selection on it, which would, if we ran it in through a DS-200, which would be an undervote. So the question is, do we just not include it in our final totals, or should we include it in our final totals? Because her intent was to...
Abandon it,
Yeah,
not vote it.
yeah, she left.
We don't have a separate category for abandoned.
So in the fancy new reports we have, there is not one treated really for this, because some of the old election laws still think we have M100s.
Oh.
And we don't have M100s, and we haven't had M100s for a long time. So, yeah. So we'll have to, I may just have to add a note to our report that we give to the SBEC, because I feel like we shouldn't include it in our total.
Right.
But the voter will have credit for having voted. But we don't have a ballot cast.
As long as we have a record of it, an official record of
Yeah.
what it is and what we've done, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I think that's probably, how often do we get into this kind of a situation?
One per election, it
Yeah,
seems
yeah.
these days.
It's like they need an abandoned ballot
It would, yeah, if there,
line, right?
I think I'll need to go back to Daniel and talk to Daniel about adding that to
Yes.
because our numbers won't ever balance
Right.
if we don't have the ability to kind of have a other line, you know, like.
exactly, it doesn't even have to say abandoned, just other.
Just something that's different that you weren't anticipating, you know, so.
Didn't we have a category in the past on the old software that did say abandoned, or am I just?
So what we would do is, we would just include them. It's not in the software necessarily, but now that we have to do this reconciliation report,
That's
have to
where it is.
account
That's
for
where it is.
every single ballot.
Okay.
And now I have this ballot that,
It's in the ether
Yes.
somewhere.
so.
Okay, well, yeah, I would say, follow what you suggested here and pursue it with Daniel, that we need to get an other
Other categories.
category,
Yeah.
at least so that all of our ballots and the people who voted will match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. If the goal of the report is to make sure the numbers all true up,
Exactly,
then the
yeah.
numbers
Yeah, we're never gonna be able to do that.
based on
Yeah,
the report,
yeah.
that's what they want.
So.
And, that report is not in the law, but it certainly is.
It is in the law now,
Oh,
that
it is?
reconciliation report.
Okay.
That's one of the new laws that was passed.
Okay, so we do need.
It needs to be, I think, maybe adjusted for this type of, because sometimes, you know, you just have this ballot. Now, they may want to say that, well, you should count it and just treat it as an undervote.
Yeah. But the DS-200 will not
It
accept
will, we have to just push a button.
Oh, okay.
But she realized that she had a blank ballot and wanted to change her vote,
Right.
started the process, and then just decided it wasn't worth it.
And that's awful, because I would presume she just figured she didn't have time after that, and that's why she left.
I don't know, yeah, so.
I don't know.
But the new software on the Express Vote, it tells you that you have made no selection.
Right.
So before you hit print, it actually gives you now a warning that says you've not made any selection.
Yeah.
So it would have said that before she printed it out.
She gets the warning on the express vote,
Yeah.
and then when you go to the DS200, you get a second warning that's like, blank
you
ballot,
sure?
are you sure?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's too bad.
This, report that is in the law
The
now,
reconciliation.
what is that reconciliation report? Is it a certain form?
It is,
Or is it something that you?
You've got a copy of it.
I do, Daniel sent it to, we have to use
Oh,
the
yeah.
form that he sent. It has formulas built into it, and it's for all the provisional and, absentee ballots and all of that.
It's a,
Okay.
it's a spreadsheet, pretty
Yeah.
much. Well,
No cover letter or whatever.
no. I mean, you could always,
I love the cover letter.
And that's what I think too, just attach this document saying, hey, this is what we have.
Sure.
yeah.
All used in the record.
Why else did God make asterisks?
Yeah.
It's not for special cases.
Okay.
All right, so we have our early vote numbers. I'm not really going by the agenda very well.
The rest of it is just for the conclusion of the night, so yeah.
Max cleaning out his thing, we need to put that on there under other
I'll tell you
business.
what, it is gonna be
Yes.
mission accomplished.
I mean, you've made some headway there.
It's just cutting with a machete, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Max is,
There's no,
needs to be included also for his early part of the meeting, business.
yeah, man, him telling me, planning issues, I mean, he has a wealth of knowledge about some of that stuff.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, he does.
He knows
Yeah.
it.
And election laws even too, especially pertaining to municipal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he does. When he leaves Northwest Regional Planning, that is a ton of knowledge that leaves with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure seems that way. He remembers statutes and, I mean, just right off the top of his head. Yeah, it's impressive.
Well, you just can't leave them.
Yeah, right.
And we say the same for you. Are we all closed?
So
Yeah, everybody's closed, so now it's just
How many are we
getting in.
on?
5.
5 of us.
But we have one in Sonora and one in Goshen and one in Elkins, so those will.
Wow.
My Elkins supervisor sent me a text today and I asked him how it was going and he said, well, we're about 300% busier than I thought we would be. Yeah, he thought they'd have about 30 and they had about 300.
Wow,
Yeah, I mean, the turnout was much higher today than the early vote, I think, indicated.
Yes, and for early vote, I think because this location is in Fayetteville, Elkins, Sonora, and Springdale don't necessarily early vote at the courthouse. So it's not necessarily an indicator of what our election day turnout. The best, because we've not ever had this type of election, so the best I could find were other counties. And they had about 10 to 15% voter turnout. So that was kind of what we based our numbers on.
Yeah.
And it was what total turnout for us?
About 8.5%.
Yeah.
Did you say 8.5?
Yeah, I think it's about 8 point, was it? No, she's good to go.
So I'm like
Huh?
shocked. I'm shocked, yeah.
Yeah, no matter how low it could have been, I wouldn't have been surprised. I mean, just based on,
Yeah.
you
The
know.
holiday.
Exactly, the holiday.
People are just thinking about other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Just based on that. Yeah.
Go voters. So right.
Especially this time of year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the voter turnout would have been higher if we would've, all the voters who showed up to vote that
Oh,
weren't in
good
Senate
point.
District.
Yeah.
It really could have been a lot higher.
Well, that's it too, I wonder how
Oh,
many.
yeah.
Do we
Yeah.
know how many people were turned away for the wrong district?
I mean, every time we went into a polling place, it would be 5 or 6 people we would see at least in line that weren't
Just
in.
constant, huh?
Yeah, and the clerk originally was going to just leave 2 people between 4:30 and 7:30, but they left 4 people because we had our supervisors calling to
Yeah.
say, double check. And at Elmdale, she had a tablet where she could look them up in voter view too.
Oh, uh-huh.
And sure enough, they'd be in District 1.
That's funny. I guess I did see a lot of signs out in the county that clearly
Yep.
were not. in the
Yes.
district. It's confusing to people.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, hard to know, I mean, just the way the district goes, hard to explain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Shaped like a 7.
Yeah.
District 7.
It is shaped like a 7. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, I never even noticed
Yeah, I
that.
didn't either. It's just- yeah, shaped like a
Okay, you
7.
need to run for it. Neil.
Oh, my goodness, that's
You will
interesting.
notice everything about it.
But the new maps have it split, so they've taken
Yeah.
out the
Yeah.
Goshen and Elkins area and put it into a different Senate district, so yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little, like a little circle now.
Mhm.
The new one makes a lot more sense. Things are subjective. Springdale. Good, Springdale.
Hurry up and wait.
Yeah, they do, but
They come here on horseback.
we'll, hurry back from each polling location, and it'll have the list of electors and the provisionals, and
We're hoping for no provisionals.
I call it a flash drive. It's not-
Some more than we already know.
you know,
That's right.
it's from-
Nothing new.
It's cat from the DS200, the ballot counting machine. at the
And even
polling
those,
location,
We're
but,
hoping
you know, when you
that
put
one
the
in
ballot in the
Sonora.
polling location, that machine's counting
It's
it
good.
right there. And then, basically, it's taking those votes
wanna get on
from the hardware zip drive, and then plugging it in here, and then tabulating it from each location. So there's no, like, we can see for each polling location, we can check and see if the polls are still open, like if the machines are still open, and checking people in, and you can see how many people voted there, but there's no conveying of results from each location after it shuts down here. They've got to physically bring the hardware and the stick with ballots and any provisional ballots, the list of electors, and then plug it in here.
Just like they used to bring those
Exactly.
big metal things.
Oh, the box.
Yeah,
Ballot boxes,
exactly, the
yeah.
big boxes.
Yeah.
Used to bring those. Yeah, with all the ballots.
Secured.
Yeah, it's and then the computer, it's, what is it, a hardened computer, is that what you call it?
Yes.
Doesn't connect to the internet.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Just the calculator.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, like
Yeah,
that.
pretty much, yeah.
Big calculator. Yeah, special machine you have to get calculated.
No kidding.
Yeah, have it up.
Like you were like, we're looking at these machines to do, and it makes more sense, like.
Yeah.
Y'all getting ready for the election?
Yeah, I know.
Well, so this is our 7th election in what was supposed to be an off year for us.
Because I guess.
So I think we've been ready. And so now we will have, so we have this election December, if we have a runoff January, the February 8th general, but we also have the Ward 2 vacancy for Fayetteville, which has 3 candidates, which might mean we have a March election. So I will have 4 elections in a row, then the May 24th election, so, yeah.
You got everybody.
Yeah.
Have they communicated much about, the primary date and how it is or isn't?
My understanding is that they're not changing it. So, yeah, because all the state house maps have been finished, and the commissions have until January the 3rd to finish their JP district.
That's what.
Now, for us, and this is for Becky, we now are hampered with not being able to finish the precinct
Yeah, you're
part.
exactly right, man.
We can't re-precinct Senate District 7 as it currently is, which is a huge part of the county, or State Bill Ward 2. So, yeah, we're behind the 8 ball on that, that part. So,
It's just a total mess. It makes everything mess.
oh,
It's like.
so yeah, it's just,
I mean, this is.
Never know.
That's valid.
Y'all have been marking.
I mean, this is, like, normally we have 60 to 70 days to do an election. I feel like we did this one in 40. Plus holidays in there, so it's,
Oh, you're right,
yeah.
we'll find fault no matter what, but,
See, that's the problem, we're
Yeah.
too efficient, and so now we get penalized for the efficiency.
That's right.
We just have to say, look, we can't do an election that quickly.
So,
Not
but
that-
now we've shown them we have,
I know.
now we're like,
I know. No more of this. And not at Christmas.
Yeah, no more Christmas election. You're not allowed to resign from office in the month of September.
yeah, or February.
Yeah, right.
election,
Yeah.
That we get sometimes, and you just,
Yeah, and you notice our training is on February the 1st.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, do we have to go to that?
We-
We have to go in person?
Dude.
Up here.
No.
yes, it is here, no.
Oh, it
Your
is?
training is here,
Oh, I
Yes.
thought it was in Little
No, your
Rock.
training is here.
Oh.
yes.
Man,
My,
I'm feeling so
my
much
training
better.
is in Little Rock
Ah.
for the election coordinator part, so I will have to go to Little Rock.
And
When, I don't know.
When is that? Oh,
I don't know, and I'm like, when will I have time? I have
Yeah.
elections all these months.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Crazy.
Can I send a proxy?
Yeah.
Do you have to do training every couple of years?
So that's part of the new law is for
Yeah.
election coordinators have to attend training, a training for coordinators.
Who's gonna teach you?
She's gonna teach the
No,
class.
it's
That's
a
what
good
I'm
question.
saying.
No, it really is a good
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so, and then we'll have the trainers, that's the part where we do the poll worker. So, yeah, so we'll
Daniel-
have that one as well.
Daniel's gonna tell you that he's gonna train you, but you need to give him the stuff.
I know, because I've already been working on my stuff, so, yeah.
And there are, I mean, y'all do such a great job up here, but there are parts of the state where things are not smooth.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
We don't look at other parts of the
No,
state.
y'all do a great job, yeah.
Oh, man, we were lucky to have Jennifer and everybody.
All our crew, yeah, they're, yeah, just,
They literally.
It's her forms.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow, that's cool.
to disseminate, yeah, many times.
I think we're lucky too that we have Debbie, that we program our own.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
without that part of this puzzle, we would not have been able to do this election. And then the way we're having to do that February the 8th election with the one precinct that overlaps between the two, we wouldn't have been able to do how we're treating it as one election. And my understanding is, because they keep saying, oh, well, you could set up 2 stations, one for the Fayetteville election and then that group of voters would have to vote twice.
Right.
No way.
But Central Point can't hold 2 elections, so I would have to choose which
Yeah.
group would be able to use Central Point, and then our tablets wouldn't talk to one another, so,
No, that's just a nightmare.
yeah. So,
Well,
we are very lucky to be able to program our own.
How is Becky doing? I mean, I know that she is really, concerned.
Yeah. So I think she just will work with Jeff. One of the
Okay.
nice things is Jeff and Christina, I think, will start to help her figure out which precincts have been split now between some of the new districts and just kind of go through all of that. The hard part is, because like I said, all we're going to do is approve precincts on a map.
Right.
Our part's easy.
Yeah.
She then has to go in and pull all the streets
Right.
into the right.
Is she just, oh, bless
Yeah.
her heart.
And part of that state Senate District 7, because it's so large, it's a large part of the county.
Yeah.
You know, the Fayetteville one we can wait on because the municipal elections won't happen until, filing won't start until August, so we have time for the municipal one. But, it may be that candidates may not be able to get precincts
Oh, yeah.
or names of voters in precincts until we can finish all of that. They may just be getting a map that shows this is your new
Yeah.
district.
Which,
Well-
where would that affect?
So, well, if you think about it, State Senate 7 is Elkins, Goshen, War Eagle, Nob Hill, Sonora, big chunks of Springdale, big in part of Tawnytown.
Okay.
So all of those, like JPs or state reps or state senate, you know, we're not gonna have, like, when filing starts February the 22nd, it's conceivable we won't have, like, where you can get lists of voters that live in your new district.
Until the changes.
Until, yeah.
After.
February the 8th, but filing starts February the 22nd. There's no way Becky can get that done in between.
Before filing.
Yeah.
Maybe after filing.
It'll be after filing. We'll have maps, so candidates are just gonna be given maps and say,
Right, we'll have precincts.
no, that's what I'm saying. The precincts, that's the part we still are gonna have to work on, which means you won't be able to get the list of voters who live in those precincts.
All right,
Until March
so-
or sometime in
Well,
March, maybe.
hopefully by the end of February, I'm hoping, but it just depends on, you know, for Becky's.
What's the potential that a candidate wants to run and files and then discovers?
They're not in the right.
So we can look, so that part we can look up. So a
Okay.
candidate themselves, we can look up and say, oh, hey, you definitely live here. But what they can't get is typically they get the names of voters who live
Right.
in their district that they may not have available.
Yeah, sure, I mean.
Just go to the center of it
Yeah,
and then work your way out, I guess.
yeah,
Precincts? Some of them.
so.
Some of them we already, some of the precincts stay the
Little
same,
circles.
some were redrawn.
Some.
How many do you think we're changing?
Well,
Yeah.
so many will be changing because now every school district has gone to zones.
Oh,
Yeah, so that will change.
So that will change, that will touch almost every precinct we have.
And then if
in
I
some
think
way.
it'll change because of the new state
Mhm.
House and Senate maps.
Yeah,
fascinating.
And then some will change because of the new JP
So
map.
you'll rejigger lines at the precinct level to match ward,
Yeah.
Yes.
ward lines, okay,
Yes.
that's good, that's good.
yeah,
It'll be updated, but probably, I suspect you know, historical value of a precinct's numbers may be of questionable reliability
Yeah.
Mhm.
now, I mean, just
Yeah.
because the precinct itself could have changed.
Right.
You know, not to mention just the voters within it. Yeah.
I bet Becky's glad it only happens once every 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. The one good thing, the state already has, the state house and state senate, and then we already have the school zones loaded into Data Scout,
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
which will definitely help
Yeah.
when she gets into the finer details of doing
Right.
the precinct.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good start.
Yeah.
And then we'll be able to do some of the JP districts that aren't in, like any of it that's not in Senate District 7. She'll be able to start working on those, so yeah.
Is that playing out statewide too, or is that unique to the specials?
So we are unique because of the special election. So so far I only know of, there's only, I think, 2 other counties that are having special elections in February, but those are
far.
state, like tax elections. So they're
Oh.
not, you know,
Yeah.
they're like city elections.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't necessarily have to vote by precinct, you could just vote by the city.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that's great to know.
I forgot, when you were talking about Debbie's programming, did we get any more counties that are doing their own We didn't?
No. So it's quite expensive,
Yeah.
which ES&S sent me a bill for next year's programming, and it's $10,000 more than what it was this year. So I've already asked, which we didn't budget for, so I've already asked him, like, why is this $10,000 more? So he's getting back to me on that, and
For
hopefully,
programming, just for us to be able to program ourselves,
Yeah, don't you love
bill
that?
went up $10,000.
shit.
Oh, it is, it is.
So, yeah.
That just went out, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it should. I hope they're watching.
And if ES&S is watching.
Oh, I've talked to Stretch, I'm like,
Just
so
to be
why?
able to program yourself,
Yeah.
just to try to screw us and get us to buy in and have them program. I mean, that's what it's designed to do, clearly.
Yeah, it is, it's a coercion thing.
Yeah, it is a coercion thing.
But honestly, I mean, would you,
No. If you.
I don't even have to ask the question.
Yeah, if you rely on ES&S, so for one thing,
Right.
when would we get our data back to do our LNA? When would we get our absentee ballots back to be able to get our absentee?
Wondering.
There's, you know, the poll books for this election, they've been really good to make sure I've gotten everything on time as I need it. But if you're waiting for all the other stuff too, that has to come by mail.
Yeah. Wow.
Or FedEx, or however they send the sticks to you.
Upcharge.
Yep. So I would not want it, I want to be in charge of our own destiny. You know, if we make a mistake, then we own the mistake.
Exactly.
We made the mistake.
Yeah.
But then if ES&S makes the mistake, then you have to go to ES&S to fix it, and then they have to send it back to you, so.
She's taking that off.
They,
But the big counties, so
recycle the pages,
Oh.
throw this part away.
Bentonville.
No, don't throw it away, I'll take it.
Who all programs?
We do
Benton
this
County,
kind of binding.
Crawford,
Oh, yeah, you do.
Ashton,
Yeah, you'll take the binding thing, you mean?
Well, I mean, it
Garland.
looks like it
Maybe
might not
mangle.
be.
Mangle
It may not be worth taking.
Well, it's kinda like my old Slinky.
Yeah.
Except it's
Yeah,
been
that's
through it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's no longer operative.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, they're doing that to counties all across the country.
Oh,
The
yeah.
PYO
Yeah.
upcharge, they've gotta be, right? It's,
Wherever they are.
Yeah, exactly, wherever they are.
Well, and elections are a small business. You know, there's not a lot of approved vendors. It's very expensive to go through all of the testing to get federally certified. I mean, it costs millions and millions of dollars to get federally certified. So it is hard for companies to just all of a sudden decide that they're gonna be an election
Have
company.
we ever, heard anything more from that one company that we really, really liked?
Dominion,
It wasn't Dominion.
no, it was the one that had the DS200, but it was like collapsible.
Yes,
So it made transport like really easy.
yeah.
I can't remember what the name of that
I
company
feel
is.
like,
I feel like it has gotten bought.
oh, okay, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah,
They had some really good ideas,
I thought so.
and, you know, I felt like, and I never bothered to look and see if they were in any other states, but, you know, it was interesting to see the contrast between the different companies and the equipment that they offered.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, and that was years ago.
Uh-huh,
And I'm sure
yeah, and they've had to,
some advances,
yeah,
yeah, also since then.
but, and innovation too,
Yeah.
which,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I feel like ES&S has always been sort of behind it somewhere.
Because one of the things they liked was you could buy certain products just off the shelf. Like your printer for your
Yeah,
poll
that's
books.
right.
Like, you could go to Office Depot and just buy the printer instead of having to have a special
Yes.
printer from them.
Yeah.
You know, so there were things about it that you're just like, oh, you know,
And they-
that'd be really nice.
Yeah.
I feel like they had the modules,
Mhm.
where you could pull an old one out, click a new one in, and you're up and running.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I felt like that was an innovation that really needed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Must be a traffic jam somewhere.
Well, they were all so busy today, I would think that a lot of times, if it's like slow, you can start getting all your paperwork together at like 7,
Yeah.
7:15, you can start shutting down machines, but I would say up until 7:30, they were probably pretty busy, and so now,
Oh, they,
You know,
they're getting
just-
it all.
They
yeah.
had a line at 7:30.
That's true.
yeah.
They might have had people.
Okay.
But you said everybody's closed.
Yes, everybody's closed, they're all on their way, it's just,
Santa's out there, so.
I know, I was trying to convince Lisa to do her interview in the Santa hat. I got voted down. I don't know why they didn't agree.
Heart, that's it, yeah.
That's it, heart,
Yes.
yes, very good.
Oh.
Google. Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
I like their stuff.
Yeah.
But they, see, if I recall correctly, there was one component that they lacked. I don't remember what it was. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
But I feel like there was something that they lacked,
I
so
do
they
too.
were not a
Yeah.
complete package.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right.
So it would have been, sort of piecemeal.
Yeah, what was it?
I don't remember what it was.
I don't either. I remember I have that feeling. We liked a lot of the stuff, but there
Yeah.
was something missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Now, if you'd kept that stuff in your package there, we would know.
Yeah, I could just flip right through it there. I'd be hauling banker boxes in here every meeting.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
We did find that, so all of the new tablets that we ordered are here.
Oh, shit.
So ES&S will have to come in and do an acceptance test on them, and then we'll have to figure out training. We are pushing to see if we can do the February 8th election with them,
Oh, good.
so we'll see,
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
so,
Another small election under the belt with
Mhm.
it.
yeah. To test and see, and, the training for it, I think for our poll workers would be pretty simple.
Yeah.
It works pretty much the same
That's
way.
what I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, but it's just, it's, the screens are pretty similar, they're actually easier to use. The print is a little bit bigger, the drop downs are easier, they're not like
Good.
minuscule, like if you, oh, I didn't mean that one, I mean.
Touched the wrong one.
Yeah.
And you put on the tablets that she needs to write down.
Did her DS200
Did all
number
her
match?
numbers Did all her numbers match the DS200 and the tablet numbers match?
Yeah. No, they can get them in the morning, but I'll need them as soon as we can, when they pick up deliveries. So we still had problems with our old tablets with connectivity to Central Point.
Did they shut down or just?
They just, like, 2 of them will connect and will upload the information, and then one of them doesn't want to. So we'll be happy to get the new tablet, so the connectivity.
So they're pretty lame at the moment then. Wow.
Yeah, because we had one stay at Nazarene that, even though it was plugged in, just drained the battery completely. We had the one,
Kept freezing and shut down,
that was at Nazarene too.
and it just randomly shut down.
We had the one at Awakening that would lose connectivity to, Central Point, so yeah.
So really, all kinds of unique issues rather than,
The battery draining, we've been seeing that, that's
Okay.
one of the reasons, and the connectivity, we've been seeing that over and over, so yeah. So,
be good to get rid of those,
yeah.
Yeah.
since you got the new ones. Got a lot to do in the next 3 months. Whew.
We'll start poll worker training the last of April. But absentee ballots for the May election go out April the 7th. So, I mean, yeah,
That's,
yeah.
Higher now, but he did that for a long time.
there we go.
Good, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah,
It's his awakening.
okay. Take long for the other. Busy reading. One.
Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, fun stuff. Like the early is just such a small fraction of the total. So telling. Not predictive. No.
So is that two provisional?
That's two provisionals, one for, looks like flagged first-time voter. And then the other one, I can't tell, yeah. That's Little Rock, I think, it's 501 number.
Hello?
Sales call.
Yeah, I can hear you. Do you want me to take a message?
Oh, is it?
It's Secretary.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on 1 second.
Don't you have your numbers yet?
Hey, this is Jennifer. Hello? Oh, yeah, we just got our first poll in, so, everything is closed down, and we're just now waiting on everybody to bring everything in. So we're just gonna, oh, yeah, since we only had 384, we didn't do an early upload, so we'll just do an election, we'll just do a final one. Okay? Okay. Okay, I will, thank you. All right, bye.
So they wanted that.
They were just curious.
Checking,
Yeah.
yeah. See, when you leave something out like that, all of a sudden they're concerned.
Well, it could be too, want to make sure it works.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, especially after you said the other things were not,
Yeah.
Yay!
Number two, Henry.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We got another one out there too, I'm not sure.
Oh, goody. Go on.
5 total, right?
I'm just very curious, who's that guy? He seems very important. The carrier of the.
So he is our, he's like our Easter bunny. So he goes and puts out all the early vote, or all the vote signs. Like, and we have to wait until like church is over. So like Sunday night, he goes out and puts out all the vote here signs at all of our polling locations. So, yeah.
That's a cool
So-
job. I want that job.
So, yeah, and then he comes helps us election night, and then tonight he'll go back and pick up all the vote signs.
And you know what? It's good for the same person to do that,
Yes,
because they're the ones that are gonna know,
yes.
yeah, I put one at that location.
Yeah.
Unless they're my age, and then they'll forget. that was Nazarene,
So this is Nazarene.
we got two
So they have two provisionals, one no ID, and one the voter that had been marked as voted, and then the abandoned ballot.
How's the color coding system been working out?
I'm telling you, it's like perfect,
Yeah, that's
because
awesome.
it makes it easy to figure out,
the things you don't need right away.
yes.
Yeah, that's great.
And it keeps them, so like, I know all these address change cards came from Nazarene. So it keeps it sorted by site, and I don't have to guess, well, which site did those come from?
Yeah, I can see that. It's very organized, it's great.
It's Jennifer
Yeah, I know. It's
and her
great.
team.
It's a lot of us working together, and then even our poll workers, you know, we get feedback from them on, what they would like to see
Oh, yeah?
at the polls.
Yeah, that's great.
Shows they've got a vested interest,
Definitely.
which is good.
Yeah, I can get feedback from people who are actually there at the polls.
Makes my job easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you all right?
Trying to make sure I have my original and then my copy.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna have to meet about several provisional ballots.
Yes. So,
When is that meeting?
so we had talked about doing it on Friday, which is the 18th, but we could meet on Thursday, if you guys wanted to meet on Thursday, or we could meet Wednesday afternoon. That's entirely up to the commission on what you want to do, because that's just going to be their initial review of them.
Well, first one, I will be able to get down all day long tomorrow.
Okay, so we can do
Get out tomorrow.
Thursday if you want to. That way, if we have a runoff, we can go ahead and get that ballot approved.
Right, you can get going on that.
And then any of the absentee, or the provisionals that you go ahead and decide to count, we can count those Thursday so they can go ahead and be included in our information.
Thursday work for you?
Yeah, I think so, depending on what time of the day.
Okay,
Thursday's fine.
okay.
We can go first thing in the morning if we want to.
Yeah, since the clerk will have all day Wednesday to do the provisionals,
Are you working Thursday in the morning? Okay.
and then that'll give Debbie time to
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it at
fix
9.
9 on Thursday, okay?
I'll change it, so Friday we're not meeting.
Friday we won't
Thursday
meet.
at 9.
Yep.
Did you say which polling places had gotten here?
Nazarene and Awakening.
Thank you.
If we have a runoff ballot.
So that's this Thursday.
Yes.
Okay.
Today's the 14th, so it'll be the 6th.
Is she gonna come?
No, wait, is that?
Her tablets did match. Her tablets were, like, she wrote down on her tablet,
I know.
yeah, she wrote down her Expressville tablet was $394 and her DS200 is $393. And it's this one provisional ballot, I think.
9.
I don't know, yeah, so,
That's what I was wondering too.
yeah, so she's actually,
Yes.
Everything matches, yes.
that's what I thought too, which means we don't have to do an upload to Central Point.
Write it on here as a provisional.
She has 2 provisionals, but and it doesn't look like she did either of them out of the book.
Okay.
Calendar.
Hey Jennifer,
Yes.
is it okay if we go live in here at 9, or would you rather us step out?
I don't know, how
I think, I'm
disrupt-
It
concerned
might
about,
gonna
be,
be-
if you wanna do it in a
Yeah.
hallway, yeah, just because if
we got
perchance
people coming in.
we have 3 more sites come in, we'll be finishing.
Yeah,
So,
okay,
yes,
cool. So 2 have come in?
2 have come in, we're
Okay.
still waiting on 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Fishing, can you take off? You got a deposition.
Mediation all day.
I wanna go fishing, but this weather is too hot.
Oh, I know.
You think it's biting? Is it biting? You fish?
Yes,
You think it's biting right now, cause it's so warm?
I haven't fished in a while though.
You wanna go tomorrow? I'm off
Can I
tomorrow.
show you the
I need
fish
to
that
get
my
somebody
son
to-
caught up
Yes,
Thanks,
please.
but
Okay.
I'm working in the
Be
morning.
Tied
prepared
up, all
to
right.
be impressed.
Okay, you're setting high expectations here. you
Trust
know.
me,
Did you catch a fish?
my son is fly fisherman,
Oh, cool, that's awesome.
and my dad is too.
That's cool.
Cool.
What kind of fishing you do?
I just like to go to like the tailwaters over in Goshen and like bank fish or kayak and do crappie or smallmouth. I mean, nothing fancy. I definitely can't fly fish. I'm too afraid of getting out in the middle of the water and falling down.
Yeah, I haven't ever done it. I would like to do it.
Oh, my dad loves to teach, if you ever.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he teaches people all the time, he took Debbie's,
Cool.
Not me.
daughter and son-in-law and taught them, so yeah.
Where does he fish normally?
He goes up to Beaver, and then he goes to Taneycomo.
Cool.
When I went, the last time I went fishing with John Davis over on the Kings River, he fly fished the whole time. I fished like regular,
Fly
you know,
fishing
but
for
he-
smallmouth.
I guess so, yeah. But he was using those little
Alright.
hand tied. Oh, that's awesome. Is that a speckled trout or a
Yeah.
rainbow trout? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the biggest one they've seen up there.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
my God.
That's so
How
cool.
big?
They thought it was
Oh,
27
they let it
inches,
go.
20 inches. Oh, yeah, they catch and release,
Wow.
That's a big
so, yeah,
trout.
so,
Blue
Wow.
brown, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was the day
That
we
That was the day, yeah, that was the day my dad took,
Nice.
them, and then there were
Yeah.
some young people from Fayetteville too, that my dad just started teaching and everything, so yeah.
I think there's probably like
Great.
gonna be bad weather to pay for this
Oh.
70 degrees in December. My mom always said that if it was this warm this
Yeah.
late in March,
We're
we're
gonna
have
get a
blizzard.
March snow.
Yeah.
But I also am thinking if it's 65 degrees in the middle of December, I should go do something outside,
Oh,
like
yeah.
fish or hike or something, you know.
I don't want to, yeah.
Yeah, we'll pay for it somehow.
Yeah, you don't get this for free.
No.
No, last Friday, I basically took off.
Yeah, did you go float?
I did, because nothing was really up. It was just me and we had a little puppy a couple
Okay.
months ago, and so I took off hiking.
Okay.
Yeah, did a few different hikes, about 5 miles. That dog was wore out, man.
Y'all are still doing float Eureka, right?
We are.
Are you wintered now? Like, I mean, are y'all?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing going on. Yeah.
I have a friend that moved here from New York, like prototypical, like Northwest Arkansas, moved in, you know, like, got here, cost of living, everything's nice.
Sure.
And we went and had beers the other day, and he said, I think Eureka Springs is where I wanna do, like, I wanna open like a B&B. And I was like, you should, man, you should. He's like, I think it's an untapped secret. I think people
That's hilarious.
need people, like, cause he's in this like Bentonville, Rogers, professional subset, and he was like, I think they just need like a bus to take them over there, you know, pick them up.
Oh, yeah, that's hilarious.
You know, and I was like, people in Eureka Springs will gladly welcome your.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Competition.
It's a funny thing. Yeah, it's an interesting insight program, because it sure seems that way. People don't go over there.
And people don't know about, like Norfolk and Bushel.
Yeah.
See, places, people don't know about it.
Northwest Arkansas stops at like the lake.
Amazing,
you know.
Yeah, exactly.
For them.
It does. They stay in the bubble.
They're missing
I mean,
out.
it's a bubble.
Newton County is my top #1 favorite county in all of Arkansas.
And that's where that's where I grew up.
That's my favorite county in all of Arkansas.
Yeah, that's where my dad lives.
It's a good county.
Yep. That's where my dad
What
lives.
part of the county did you grow up in?
I went to Deer High School.
Deer
Yeah,
High School,
no
Deer
shit.
Antlers.
I don't think I knew you went to Deer.
Yeah, yep.
That's great.
And my dad taught there for 49 years.
Oh my gosh, wow.
49 years.
He had 1
Wow.
year in Oklahoma, and then he taught 49 years at Deer.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
My
That is
daughter-in-law's,
pretty country.
family lives down there, the Crabs.
Mm.
I don't know if you know who they are. They've been there since before World War II.
So our little community is Wayton,
Okay.
but Deer was the school we
Yeah.
went to. So
Yeah.
if they live near Deer, it could be
Limestone.
Limestone, okay, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
It's an awful place to go to. It's beautiful once you get there.
There, but going down into Limestone.
Oh, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I went over there one time, like late winter.
Oh,
and
gosh.
I had a 2-wheel drive pickup truck and the back kept coming out from behind me.
Oh, my
I traded it
goodness.
in as soon as I got back to Fayetteville. I'm never doing that again. I drive a 4-wheel drive, the official car of Fayetteville, the Subaru Outback.
Oh, my goodness.
Never swerving on the
Official
thing.
car.
Yeah, that's the official car of Fayetteville, you know.
Thanks much.
Thank
you.
You're the last one.
You're the MVP of this entire
Ignore
thing.
this route.
Oh, don't give me the big
You're
head.
extremely
Don't give me the
important.
big head.
No, don't say that. What's your dad's name, Jennifer?
Ronnie Brown.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Stephanie.
Yeah, he taught, history, civics, and everything, for 49 years.
That's awesome.
Well, Stephanie actually, graduated from Berryville,
Okay.
but, cause they moved to Harrison, but her grandparents they've still got property out there.
So
why would,
Yeah.
So why would a daughter of a civics teacher be a,
So I have, so when I went to school, wasn't sure what I wanted to study, so I did political science and then, and philosophy. So that was my 2 areas. And then when I graduated, I stayed home and then signed up to be a poll worker, and here I am.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah.
You got in?
Yeah, 'cause my mom was a poll worker.
Well, I knew
That's
she
right.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
Many
she
years.
was.
So, yeah, and then my dad taught history, so, yeah.
yeah, that's cool.
Like Newton County is dominated by national forests, right? There's so much land you can't do anything,
Yeah.
like at all.
Yeah. Tax base is still low.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
talking to the county judge over there 15 years ago, you know, and talking.
Thanks, ma'am.
All federal land.
Yeah,
I think that's the last one. Keep on the roads or anything.
well, it's such a beautiful place. I mean, it's just overwhelming. Kyle's Landing is my favorite, you know, like,
Oh, no, I won't go.
well, yeah, 'cause you just gonna be wall to wall, yeah. You remember that big ice storm in 2009? Were you up here?
No,
We met.
that's really.
That's right, we met that summer down in Little Rock, you and I did.
Yeah.
But I was here for you remember the big ice storm back in January 2009?
Oh, yeah, and all that ice.
Yeah.
The
So I went over
ice.
to Kyle's Landing on the Buffalo, like, 3 months later, and it was still like 3-4 months later, because all that is
Yeah.
dirt roads, and the
Okay.
Forest Service, and
We love it out
couldn't
there.
get back there.
Couldn't get
Looks
down
like a
there,
nuclear wasteland.
Yeah.
So our
Wow.
provisional for Sonora is actually a regular ballot. She said that they inadvertently
Oh, good.
hit the wrong button, so,
Oh, okay.
yep.
I've been living here in northwest Arkansas about 20 years. I grew up in the foothills of the mountains of North Carolina. And I've seen plenty of ice storms, and I've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
plenty of snow. But I've never seen an ice storm where the ice got to be an inch thick on the limbs of the trees.
Oh, yeah.
Until I got here, and I've never seen a 24-inch snow all in one time until I got here.
Absolutely wild.
I've seen, the snow after snow after snow over, a few weeks building up, but 24 inches at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That was quite memorable.
yeah.
It was the only time since I moved to Fayetteville in 2005 for school, and it's the only time that, out of necessity, we ran a generator and had the fireplace, like,
Yeah.
sometimes you usually have that just 'cause it's nice, for the
Right.
fireplace,
Yeah.
or,
Sure.
if the power goes out for a storm or something, you
We
could
didn't
turn.
have power for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I felt like we didn't do well after about 36 hours,
Yeah.
but,
I think I made it
weeks would have been.
2 days,
It was
3
awful.
days.
We ended up-
And then I put on my
What's
parka
funny is we
and walked
ended up out at
across,
my in-laws, because they had gas,
with my
they had
backpack.
power back in like 24 hours, and they were
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
I walked to,
Well, that's what
Rocky Jones,
we were just over
Ford,
on the east side of Fayetteville, and
John Davis.
we lost it
Yeah.
for 36 hours. We had
Melissa Tuttle, I
we
don't
had,
know anyway.
No, not her.
gas
Yeah.
fireplaces,
Oh, that's great.
They said,
But
Will, where are
they
you?
had
This
electric
is the
starters
earliest
on.
Texas. They said, Will, where are you?
so we're like, what?
That's all I replied, and they let me walk out.
And then, so we went to our daughter and, our son and daughter-in-law,
The train trestles
and about 20 minutes after we arrived at their house, their electricity went off.
Yeah, and then I walked all the way to where
So,
they live.
I'm like,
You know where
we're
the
bad
road
luck
crosses
here.
north?
Yeah,
Yeah. I walked all the way from Rolling Hills to the railroad tracks on North Street.
2011 was the blizzard I was here for.
I was so bored.
Shut down for 10 days.
3 days, you didn't want to be in the house anymore.
It was fun, and I was on campus, I was
Yeah.
on campus. And so for like 10 days, it was like, everybody walked everywhere, I went to the grocery store, and she met.
I was on campus then too.
Were you really?
Yeah, man, that was fun.
It was fun. I like that.
Okay. Yep,
They're gonna be more precise.
We have all the polling locations in.
yep, everything's
Yeah.
good. All our numbers reconciled,
Yay.
yay.
How many provisionals?
Yeah.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 provisionals.
And those are all, there's no question about them, or?
So this one is countable, this one, is countable. This one, they have to bring their ID in. This one is an ID one. This one, I'm not sure. This one, I think the voter is actually not eligible.
Okay.
So I'll have to confirm that with Becky. And then we have the one
Right.
abstained, so yeah.
Okay.
So there's 6 votes out there. And there's no overseas.
Y'all need to get this done, I've got a book to read.
What are you reading?
Oh, it's the law book,
The new version.
Oh.
the new 2021.
Joking.
I am joking. This is only the section for election law. Thanks.
Is that from the Secretary of State's office?
It is, yeah, they do one every few years, which is a waste of paper in a way.
We get a little condensed, how to run for office, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Jennifer.
Do you need more?
Yes, because I was gonna give one.
I've got 3 or 4 more right here.
Your lead increased, that's right.
So this is the final unofficial tally, right? Early absentee and election day.
And they've got to
All of
run.
it, all of it?
Wow.
And they've got to run.
Fascinating.
Wouldn't it have been more fun if you were wearing pink? I think so.
So we will have a runoff, election January the 11th.
Okay.
So,
I didn't see anything out of my camera.
yes. All right, so we will meet Thursday at
Oh, what's
9
there?
o'clock.
They
Okay,
got to run on birthday, so.
sounds good.
And it's not Jim Bob.
We are live, so
Yeah.
FYI.
We don't really want this to look like, Democrat headquarters, I hope.
If you do-
If you are sensitive to that.
Yes, if you want to, yeah,
We are
yeah. So, unless
nonpartisan here.
the commission has anything else, we're gonna go upload to
Anybody
the
can.
Secretary of State's website.
Okay, we're ready to do that.
Yep,
Yeah, they do it.
We are.
okay,
Yeah.
We've got nothing else to talk about tonight?
Nope.
We are adjourned.
okay, perfect, thank you.
Perfect.
Hope you have fun.
Good job, you guys.